Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hi everybody, my name is Patrick Klein. I am part of the Boss Rush network. I am here because Matt invited me to host one of his side quests, and I took a look at his list and noticed that one of my favorite games that I have been recently introduced to in 2023 has not had a side quest yet, and I think it's just absolutely unbelievable. But I figure, hey, Matt invited me to do a side quest, so I want to talk about A Space for the Unbound, which came out on the PC, the Nintendo Switch, and I think it's also on on the PlayStation and Xbox as well. I think you can find it just about everywhere. I personally played it on the Nintendo Switch. I got a physical copy of it. I double dipped on this game. I absolutely love it a lot. First I was told to introduce myself. So again, I am part of the Boss Rush Network. I am a host of a podcast that we air weekly where we talk about video game news, topics, games that we've been playing, and I tend to play a lot of games. So that tends to be my segment that I like to talk a lot in. I am also the host of the Boss Rush Network Book Club, where every month we allow our patrons to select from a list of games that they might want to hear a more in-depth discussion on. And whatever game wins, I go ahead and I play it. Hopefully some of my other colleagues play it, and if not, I find awesome people on the Twitterverse or anywhere in the gaming sphere that also has played it and would really love to talk about it. And that's a little bit about me. You can find me on Twitter at Auditor415. And anyways, you didn't come here to listen to me. You came here to listen about a game, A Space for the Unbound. This game is a very, very beautiful game. It is an indie title that was made by Mojiken Studios and published by Toge Productions. They are a group in Southeast Asia, more specifically in Indonesia, where the game actually takes place. The Space for the Unbound takes place in 1990s Indonesia, where you play as a boy or a teenager named Atma, and he has befriended this young girl named Namala. I can't believe I kind of spaced that. Anyways, space for the Unbound. Yeah, puns. And Namala is writing a book with the help of Atma, and while one day she gets caught up in a rainstorm, and Atma goes to try to rescue her, and he gets kind of swept away in the river. However, he wakes up realizing it's just kind of a bad dream, and his girlfriend named Rhea, she actually helps or woke him up. And so this game is a slice of life with a kind of a apocalyptic setting. There are strange events that are happening that kind of signal almost the end of the world, and these kids, they're just trying to get through high school. So they see the events, but they're also like, well, what am I going to, do about it? Well, Atma has this strange ability where he has this magical book that allows him to perform what's called a space dive. And this is one of the main mechanics of the game. This game is typically just a walking sim with some puzzle elements, and one of the puzzle elements is the space dive where you jump into the memories or the mind space of whoever is kind of going through like some sort of conflict in their mind, and it's to help possibly change like a thought or an outcome that the person is dealing with. Otherwise, this game tends to be more of a fetch quest game where you get told to find various items from all parts of the world map, and then kind of bring them back to whoever needs them the most. There are also some quick time events in kind of a form of like a Street Fighter um, like attack, like semicircle A button to kind of get your character to perform like some fighting moves when he's fighting against like bullies or imaginary characters or just playing video games in general. Um, well, but what I the gameplay itself, like it's okay. Like the game, I say would not. The gameplay is definitely not its strongest suit, and it does suffer a little bit with pacing issues, especially kind of in the middle. But where this game does shine is that it tells an absolutely beautiful story. I am telling, like, it has a lot of very powerful themes. It kind of starts off on a more lighter tone, but as you get through the game, you start noticing things like depression. You start seeing elements of bullying in this game, and just kind of how bullies, like how they've been affecting the characters. I don't want to go too much into spoilers because of the fact that this is a game that you need to experience for yourself. Um, I will warn there is definitely some very tough subject matter. The game does also deal with suicide and grief, and there is a depiction of animal cruelty, which I will say almost made me turn off the game. But I hung into it, and it just has an absolutely beautiful ending. It the story, just everything, like, has a reason for what happens throughout the first the game's only about 8 to 10 hours, so about the first like 6 hours or so it kind of builds up to a fantastic conclusion that just speaks to people that personally have suffered from depression. I myself, I deal with depression and anxiety a lot, and the way this game portrays it just made me feel almost like it understood kind of how I feel at times, and like it's got a message of hope and just trying to persevere, even though everything seems to just not, like, just feels like almost the world's ending in a sense. But it's, if you push through, there can be hope and a resolution to the problems that are currently plaguing you. And that's kind of like what I feel the main themes of this game is to try and persevere, to try to cope, and to just be able to accept that not everything is perfect. And so that's why I strongly recommend that people try out this game. Other than that, like, it's got a beautiful soundtrack. If you love cats, there are a ton of cats in this game, and they are all petable. In fact, it's almost one of the side quests in the game to just pet everything that you can. There are other side quests in the games that you can go ahead and take on. One of the things is called a bucket list, and you just try to cross off things that are on the bucket list. But yeah, this game is truly a treasure, and it's one of those that even after playing, like, last time I played this was over a year and a half ago, and I still constantly think about it, and it's one of those that I would like to revisit again, but I cannot recommend this game enough. It is a very, very beautiful story. It is told with passion. It is told with utmost sincerity of the issues that it tries to tell. So yeah, that's it's like I said, it's an indie title, so it's not terribly expensive, and usually you can find it on sale. Most like big sales that happen, Steam sales, PSN sales. Like the game is usually on sale, but I highly recommend it. Give it a shot. Check a space for the Unbound. Check out some of the other titles from Toge. They do games like Coffee Talk. They're really good at telling very beautiful, very personal stories. And so yeah, other than that, I hope you all get a chance to try this, and happy gaming.
Do you feel like you're the only person in your circle who wants to go deep about video games regularly?
We were like that too, until now.
Welcome to Crossplay Conversations, the brand new bi-weekly topical video game podcast from Luke Lewis,
Joseph Hooper,
And Jacob McCoy.
with many years of breaking it down separately on shows like the Left Behind Game Club, Player Podcast, and Lukewarm Games, the gang is finally coming together to publish their gaming group chat in audio form every other week.
Expect roundtable reviews of the latest games, profiles of upcoming indies, and insightful conversations about essential topics in the video game industry. All with a mostly positive, insightful, and fun style.
Crossplay Conversations debuts on August 1st with brand new episodes hitting every other Tuesday. Help us out by subscribing on your podcast platform of choice to get the first episodes delivered straight to your feed.
And follow us on Twitter at Crossplay Convos for updates about the show.
Cheers and happy gaming.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.